What happens when a woman born into one of Italy's most ancient dynasties dares to step into the world's most scrutinized royal family? Can someone tied to centuries of tradition truly remain independent in a palace that has swallowed the identities of so many before her? And what secrets lie behind the poised smile of Monaco's most enigmatic royal wife, journalist, activist, and fashion icon, Beatrice Borromeo? Her story isn't the predictable tale of a noblewoman content to fade into the background of palace life. Instead, it's one of unexpected defiance, fierce independence, and a life lived on her own terms. But how did she manage to keep her identity intact in a world where individuality is rarely tolerated? And what makes her, perhaps, the most modern royal Monaco has ever seen? Beatrice Borromeo Arisi Taverna was born on August 18, 1985, in San Candido, Italy, into the Borromeo family, a dynasty that traces its roots back nearly 1,000 years. The Borromeos were not only landowners and aristocrats, but also political players in the Renaissance, banking titans in Milan, and patrons of some of Europe's greatest artists and thinkers. Their ancestral estates still dot the Italian countryside, including the famous Borromean Islands on Lake Maggiore, a jewel of Italian heritage. Beatrice's father, Don Carlo Ferdinando Borromeo, holds the title of Count of Verona, and her mother, Countess Paola Mazzotto, hails from the prominent Mazzotto family, long associated with fashion and textiles. In short, Beatrice was born with both history and wealth at her back. But what makes her story compelling is not her inheritance, but how she chose to use it. Unlike many aristocrats who coast on inherited privilege, Beatrice pursued rigorous education and professional ambition. After attending Milan's prestigious Liceo Classico Giovanni Berchet, she studied law at Bocconi University, one of Italy's leading institutions. She later earned a master's degree in journalism from Columbia University in New York, cementing her place as not just a socialite, but a thinker and storyteller. It was during this time that Beatrice began distinguishing herself as a woman determined to address serious issues. She contributed to Il Fatto Quotidiano, one of Italy's most respected newspapers, and became known for her fearless reporting on subjects that many in her position might have shied away from: organized crime, political corruption, and social inequality. Her academic pedigree and journalistic grit set her apart. Beatrice was never content to be simply a countess or a beauty, though both labels followed her. She was carving her own name. Beatrice's journalism career quickly gained traction. She worked for publications such as Newsweek and Daily Beast, while continuing her contributions to Italian outlets. What shocked some observers was the seriousness of her chosen subjects. Unlike the lifestyle features often assigned to women of her background, Beatrice delved into investigative reporting. She wrote extensively on Italy's mafia networks, political scandals, and the plight of marginalized communities. She even collaborated on documentaries, including Mamma Mafia, which highlighted how women play critical roles within organized crime families. These works earned her respect within Italy's media circles, while also painting her as a woman unafraid to challenge power, a trait rare among European aristocracy. Beatrice's refusal to hide behind her title and instead use her platform for journalism rooted in accountability and justice marked her as unique. In many ways, it foreshadowed the independent spirit she would maintain after marrying into Monaco's royal family. The romance between Beatrice and Pierre Casiraghi might seem like a tale straight out of a glossy magazine. Two young aristocrats, both stylish, educated, and heirs to storied European families. But theirs was also a relationship rooted in shared values and mutual respect. Pierre, the youngest son of Princess Caroline of Monaco and Stefano Casiraghi, carries a legacy that is both glamorous and tragic. His father, Stefano, was killed in a powerboat racing accident when Pierre was just 3 years old, leaving Princess Caroline to raise him and his siblings, Andrea and Charlotte, under the constant gaze of the press. Grace Kelly's shadow still loomed large over the family, and the Casiraghis became known as Monaco's golden trio: handsome, worldly, and closely watched. Beatrice and Pierre met in the mid-2000s, reportedly through social and academic circles in Milan. Their courtship was long, steady, and notably free from the tabloid scandals that often accompany royal romances. In 2015, They married in a civil ceremony at Monaco's Prince's Palace, followed by a religious service at Lake Maggiore, on the Borromean Islands, uniting two aristocratic lineages in a way that was both deeply traditional and uniquely personal. Marrying Pierre Casiraghi made Beatrice a member of Monaco's royal circle, but unlike Princess Grace or even Princess Charlene, she has never been forced into the role of royal consort. Monaco's system is unusual in that titles are not automatically given through marriage. Only the sovereign can grant them, and as Pierre is not a prince by birth but the grandson of one, Beatrice did not acquire a royal title. Instead, she retained her Borromeo Countess title, while taking on a high-profile role within Monaco's royal circle. This technicality has given Beatrice unusual freedom. She participates in royal events, represents Monaco at official occasions, and appears alongside her husband and children at palace celebrations, but she has also kept her independence. She continues her work as a journalist and filmmaker, as well as her collaborations with humanitarian organizations. It is precisely this balance, half inside the palace, half outside, that has allowed Beatrice to flourish as her own woman. Of course, to the public eye, Beatrice Borromeo is as much a fashion icon as she is a journalist. Tall, elegant, and possessed of the effortless glamour Italians are famous for, she has been a darling of international fashion houses for years. A longtime muse of Valentino, she is also an ambassador for Dior, often appearing in breathtaking couture at film festivals, gala dinners, and royal weddings. But unlike other royal women who are styled entirely by their palace teams, Beatrice approaches fashion as both art and storytelling. Her wardrobe choices often nod to her heritage, combining Italian tailoring with modern couture. She has been featured on the covers of Vanity Fair and Vogue, yet never appears consumed by fashion. Rather, she uses it as a visual language to enhance her public identity. This duality, journalist with a Dior contract, epitomizes the paradox of Beatrice Borromeo. She embodies glamour while remaining intellectually serious, refusing to be reduced to a single image. Today, Beatrice and Pierre are parents to two sons, Stefano, born 2017, and Francesco, born 2018. The couple largely keeps their children out of the public eye, a decision that aligns with Beatrice's desire to preserve normalcy and privacy despite their high-profile lives. Their family resides in Monaco, but often retreats to Italy, where Beatrice maintains close ties to her extended family. By splitting their time between the Principality and the Borromean estates, the Casiraghi Borromeo family reflects a blend of cosmopolitan sophistication and traditional aristocratic rootedness. Unlike some royal unions that seem more like arrangements, Beatrice and Pierre's marriage has consistently been described as affectionate, equal, and supportive, a rarity in the often strained world of dynastic marriages. One of the most remarkable aspects of Beatrice's story is her ongoing commitment to activism and filmmaking. She has produced documentaries on subjects ranging from climate change to human rights abuses. Her projects often intersect with her journalism, tackling issues that extend far beyond the glamorous world of Monaco. Her ability to leverage her platform to shed light on overlooked issues underscores her seriousness as a public figure. While many of her contemporaries in European aristocracy focus on charity galas and ceremonial duties, Beatrice takes an active, hands-on approach to advocacy. She is proof that marrying into royalty does not have to mean sacrificing conviction. It is impossible to discuss Beatrice Borromeo without acknowledging the inevitable comparisons to her husband's grandmother, Grace Kelly. Both women were glamorous, both entered Monaco from outside, and both captivated the press. But where Grace sacrificed her Hollywood career for the throne, Beatrice has maintained her own professional life. She is perhaps more reminiscent of Princess Caroline, Pierre's mother, who has always balanced royal duties with intellectual pursuits. Still, Beatrice brings a distinctly 21st century sensibility, one that embraces independence in a way Grace never could. In this sense, she is both a continuation of and a departure from Monaco's royal tradition. Beatrice Borromeo represents a new archetype of European nobility, educated, engaged, and independent. She proves that one can inhabit the world of palaces and couture without surrendering individuality. Her marriage to Pierre Casiraghi has given her access to Monaco's royal stage, but she has used that platform to amplify causes, build a career, and craft a life on her own terms. In doing so, she challenges outdated notions of what it means to be royal. She is neither a passive consort nor a rebellious outsider, but something rarer, a partner who can uphold tradition while also reshaping it.